All right, everyone, today's going to be fun. We're going to do the intro to Santeria with a couple of details that I don't see being taught very much. When you look at the tab as well, it can be a little bit confusing of how to actually play the notes in order to make it real efficient and very playable. So let's just start off with this E power chord. We're going to be playing it's E major tonality, but we're going to be doing the power chord to start off here. So we have our index finger on the 5th string, 7th fret, E. We have our ring finger on the 4th string, 9th fret, and our pinky on the 3rd string, 9th fret. We get this. So we play the 5th string first, and then rake across the 3 strings that you're fretting. Now we follow that up by going backwards, hitting the 3rd string, 4th string, and 5th string. So we get this. Now we hit the 5th and 4th strings together as a power chord, like that. And then we just do the reverse thing again, but we double up one of the notes. So we hit the 3rd string once, the 4th string twice, hit the 5th string and slide down. We're sliding down because we have to get to the next chord. Here's a quick tip for solo guitar players. If you're playing this intro, on the recording, the bass guitar is hitting the low E with the first note. Hit your low E with your first note yourself and cover the bass part. Sounds a lot bigger that way, but don't do that if you have a bass player because you'll step on their toes. They'll be mad at you. The next chord is going to be G sharp major, and this one we're pretty much going to play by the book. We're going to hit the root note, we're going to jump all the way to the 2nd string and come back down in order like this. The last note I hit, I just jump back to the 3rd string real quick. Now the next detail is going to make a huge difference, not only for this next chord, but the one after. It's going to make it so much more playable. So we just played G sharp major, right? We're going to leave our index finger barred across 6 strings. A lot of people want to switch right here to the 5th string, and that makes sense because when you play C sharp minor, that is typically your root note starting position. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep that first finger barred across the 6th string as well. Now we have to hit 1 C sharp before the official next measure, so we're going to go. Now we're officially on the 1 beat for the next measure. So going from the G sharp major to the C sharp minor is going to sound like this and look like this. Do you see how my other 3 fingers shifted over to create the C sharp minor, but my first finger stayed barred across? That's so important. Now from here, we're going to just go straight across the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings like that. Lift up your pinky and hit the 3rd string again to the 4th string. It's this really awesome back and forth feeling. Reminds me a little bit of I Feel Fine by the Beatles. A lot of pinky movement there. So we're still barred all the way across, remember. We're going to play. Lift up our pinky. Now we're going to go to the 2nd string, which is being fretted by our middle finger already. And as we do that, we got to bring our pinky back down to where it was, 3rd string, 6th fret. See how quickly I put it back down? Because we're going to be hitting 2nd string, 3rd string, then 4th string. Now the next part is going to show you why we had to bar across like that, because it makes it so much more convenient and playable. So we just got done doing the C sharp minor. The way I learned it a while ago was to take your pinky and ring finger and jump them over to the 5th and 4th strings to do the slide. Then you go to the next chord after that. That just felt so weird to me. So I wanted to find a better way for myself to play it, and I found a very playable alternative. While you're barring here, here's all you have to do. Slide your index finger up right here. Only play the 5th and 4th strings and do the quick slide before you go to the next chord, which is B major. So that feels so natural to go from here look, you're already in position after one little slide like that. You might wonder why I don't just do a standard C minor bar chord like this and then slide up and then go to the B chord. But but then you have another awkward jump to do. We're trying to avoid all the awkward jumps if possible. So this just seems like it makes more sense. So we just have this major bar chord shape, right? Do an upstroke on the second and third string at the same time, creating this cool dyad. Love that. Now we do a downstroke on the fourth string, upstroke on the third string, and come back to a downstroke on the fourth string. So the whole part will be, and then go back to the root note, like that. I'm sure when Bradley recorded this, he wasn't overthinking it. He was probably just going with the flow. But I really love to break it down into what I'm hearing so that you can get as close as possible. So that time I added the low E string with the intro. If you don't do that, it'll sound like this. It's still great, and if you have a bass player, have them play the low E, but if you're by yourself, like I said, hit that low E. It just gives it some bigger sound at the bottom. All right, so have fun with that and realize that there's not a ton left because we already did the solo on the website, right? So now we have the intro, super important, super crucial. Next, we're gonna do the verses, which is basically 4 chords played a certain way, very rhythmic, but the chords aren't the hardest thing in the world during that part. Then we have some chorus action and we're good to go. So really 4 main components to this song. All right, we'll catch you at the next video. Thank you, bye-bye.